Psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behavior. It helps us understand why people think, feel, and act the way they do. But psychology is not just something studied in classrooms or labs. It is everywhere in our daily lives. Every day, psychology influences how we interact with others. When you smile at a friend or feel nervous before a test, psychology is at work. It helps explain emotions like happiness, anger, or sadness. It also helps us understand how people learn new things or make decisions. In daily life, psychology helps improve communication. By knowing how people think, we can listen better and express ourselves clearly. This leads to stronger relationships with family, friends, and coworkers. Psychology also plays a role in managing stress. Life can be challenging, and stress affects our health and mood. Psychology teaches us ways to relax and stay calm, such as deep breathing or positive thinking. Another important part of psychology is motivation. It helps explain why we set goals and what drives us to achieve them. Whether it is finishing a project or learning a new skill, understanding motivation can help us stay focused and succeed. Psychology helps us recognize habits too. Habits are repeated behaviors that can be good or bad. Knowing how habits form allows us to change negative ones and build positive routines, like exercising regularly or eating healthy. Children and adults both benefit from psychology. For example, in schools, psychology guides teaching methods to help students learn better. At work, it improves teamwork and productivity. In health, psychology helps people cope with illness and supports mental well-being. It offers tools to handle anxiety, depression, and other challenges, making daily life easier. In short, psychology is not just a subject but a practical tool we use every day. It helps us understand ourselves and others, solve problems, and live happier, healthier lives. Remember, by learning simple psychology principles, anyone can improve their daily life, relationships, and personal growth. Every day we make many decisions. Some are small, like what to eat or what to wear. Others are bigger, like choosing a job or making an important purchase. But have you ever thought about why we make the decisions we do? The answer lies in psychology, the science of the mind and behavior. Our brain is like a complex machine that processes information, feelings, and experiences. Psychology helps us understand how this machine works when we decide something. First, emotions play a big role in decision-making. When we feel happy, sad, scared, or excited, these emotions influence the choices we make. For example, if you are happy, you might be more willing to try new things. But if you feel scared, you might avoid risks, even if they could be good. Second, our past experiences affect our decisions. The brain remembers what happened before and uses this information to guide us. If something worked well in the past, we tend to choose it again. If it caused problems, we usually avoid it. This is called learning from experience. Third, there are mental shortcuts called heuristics that help us make quick decisions. Our brain cannot think about everything in detail all the time, so it uses these shortcuts to save time and energy. For example, if a brand is popular or familiar, we might choose it without thinking too much. But sometimes these shortcuts can lead to mistakes or biases. Another important factor is social influence. We often make decisions based on what others think or do. This is because humans are social animals and want to fit in. For example, you might buy a product because your friends like it or avoid a place because others say it's not good. Finally, motivation affects our decisions. We choose actions that we believe will help us achieve our goals or satisfy our needs. These needs can be physical, like hunger, or emotional, like the need for acceptance or success. In summary, psychology shows us that decision-making is not just about logic or facts. It is influenced by emotions, past experiences, mental shortcuts, social pressure, and motivation. By understanding these factors, we can make better decisions and avoid common mistakes. So next time you face a choice, remember to think about why you feel a certain way, what your past teaches you, and how others might be influencing you. This awareness will help you make smarter, more confident decisions. First impressions happen very quickly. When we meet someone new, our brain makes judgments in just a few seconds. These judgments affect how we feel about that person and how we interact with them later. Why do first impressions matter so much? One reason is that our brains are wired to save energy. Instead of thinking carefully about every new person, our brain uses shortcuts to make quick decisions. This is called thin slicing. It means making judgments based on limited information. Our first impression is based on many things. Appearance plays a big role. How someone dresses, their facial expressions, and their body language can all send messages about who they are. For example, a smile usually makes people feel more comfortable and positive. Voice and tone also affect first impressions. A calm and clear voice can create trust, while a harsh or nervous voice might cause doubt. Interestingly, first impressions are hard to change. Once our brain creates a picture of someone, it tends to keep that view. Even if we meet that person again and see new information, we often stick to our original impression. This is called the confirmation bias. It means we look for evidence that supports our first impression and ignore things that don't fit. First impressions are important in many areas of life. In job interviews, for example, employers decide quickly if someone is right for a position. In friendships and relationships, first impressions influence who we want to get to know better. But it's important to remember that first impressions are not always correct. Sometimes we judge too quickly or based on wrong clues. So while first impressions matter, it's also good to keep an open mind and give people a chance beyond the first few seconds. In conclusion, first impressions are powerful because our brain makes quick decisions to help us navigate social situations. They depend on appearance, voice, and behavior. However, understanding how first impressions work can help us be more aware and avoid unfair judgments. Have you ever noticed how quickly we make judgments about others? Sometimes we form an opinion about someone within just a few seconds. But why do we do that? Why do we judge people so fast? First, judging quickly is a natural part of how our brains work. Our brains are designed to process information fast. This helped our ancestors survive. In the past, they needed to quickly decide if someone was a friend or a threat. Today, even though the world is very different, our brains still make quick decisions automatically. Second, judging fast helps us understand social situations. When we meet someone new, we try to figure out who they are and how to act around them. Making quick judgments can give us a shortcut to decide if we should trust that person or keep our distance. Third, our past experiences and beliefs shape how we judge others. If we have had bad experiences with certain types of people, we might quickly judge someone who seems similar. These judgments come from our memories and feelings, even if they are not always fair. Also, judging fast can be influenced by stereotypes. Stereotypes are simple ideas or assumptions about a group of people. When we use stereotypes, we don't look at the whole person, only at the group we think they belong to. This can cause us to make wrong or unfair judgments, but judging people quickly is not always good. When we judge too fast, we miss the chance to truly understand someone. We may make mistakes, hurt others, or lose opportunities to make new friends or learn new things. To avoid judging too fast, we can try to slow down and think more before making opinions. Asking questions, listening carefully, and being open-minded help us see people more clearly. In conclusion, judging people fast is something natural and common. It helps us survive and understand the world. But it can also cause problems if we do not stop to think. By being aware of our judgments and taking time to know others better, we can build kinder and stronger relationships. Body language is a powerful tool we all use every day. It is the way we communicate without words. Our movements, facial expressions, and posture send messages to others. Sometimes body language speaks louder than what we say. When you meet someone, the first thing you notice is their body language. A smile can make a great first impression. It shows friendliness and openness. On the other hand, crossed arms or avoiding eye contact can make you seem closed off or uninterested. Good body language helps build trust. When people see confident posture like standing tall and making eye contact, they feel more comfortable and believe in what you say. But if you slouch or look down, it might make you seem unsure or nervous. In conversations, body language helps us understand feelings. A nod shows agreement, while a frown may mean confusion or disagreement. Hands can express many emotions too. Open palms show honesty, while clenched fists can show anger or stress. Body language is also important in professional settings. Job interviews, presentations, and meetings all depend on how you carry yourself. Being aware of your body language can improve how others see you. It can help you appear more confident and approachable. Learning to read body language can also help you understand others better. Sometimes people say one thing, but their body tells a different story. Noticing this can help you respond in the right way. Remember, body language is universal. While words change in different languages, many body signals mean the same everywhere. Smiles, eye contact, and gestures often have similar meanings around the world. In conclusion, Body language is a silent language that speaks volumes. It can improve your communication, build stronger relationships, and help you succeed in many areas of life. Paying attention to your own body language and the signals of others will make you a better communicator. Colors are everywhere around us. They influence how we feel, think, and act every day. The psychology of colors studies how colors affect our emotions and behaviors. Let's start with red. Red is a strong color. It often makes people feel excited, energetic, or even a little angry. That's why red is used in stop signs and warning signals. It grabs attention fast. Next is blue. Blue is calming and peaceful. It helps people feel relaxed and focused. That is why many offices and hospitals use blue in their designs. Blue can also make people feel more trustworthy. Yellow is a happy color. It reminds us of sunshine and warmth. Yellow can make people feel cheerful and optimistic. But too much yellow might cause anxiety, so it is often used in small amounts. Green is the color of nature. It gives a feeling of balance and freshness. Green is often used in places where people need to feel calm and rested, like parks and hospitals. Purple is linked to creativity and luxury. It can inspire imagination and also feels mysterious. Historically, purple was the color of royalty. Orange is energetic and friendly. It combines the excitement of red and the happiness of yellow. Orange can stimulate social interaction and fun. Black often represents power, elegance, or mystery. It is used in fashion and design to give a strong, sophisticated look. White stands for purity, cleanliness, and simplicity. White spaces make a room look bigger and give a fresh feeling. In daily life, colors influence our choices. For example, food packages often use red or yellow to make the food look more appealing. Social media apps use blue to build trust and calm users. Even your clothing color can affect your mood and how others see you. Wearing bright colors can make you feel more confident and energetic. Understanding color psychology can help you make better decisions, from decorating your home to choosing clothes or designing a website. Next time you see a color, think about how it might be influencing your feelings or actions. Colors are more than just pretty shades. They shape your daily experience. Ads are everywhere. On TV, social media, websites, and even on the street. But have you ever stopped to think about how ads catch your attention and make you want to buy something? The answer is psychology, the study of how our minds work. Advertisers use different psychological tricks to influence you. Let's explore some of the most common ways. Emotional appeal. Ads often try to make you feel strong emotions like happiness, fear, or excitement. For example, a commercial showing a happy family enjoying a vacation makes you want to feel that joy too. When you connect emotions with a product, you are more likely to remember it and buy it. Social proof. We like to follow what others do. This is called social proof. Ads show people using a product or getting good results. Sometimes they show customer reviews or popular endorsements. When you see others trusting a product, you feel more confident to try it yourself. Scarcity and urgency. Have you seen ads that say limited time offer or only a few left? This creates a feeling of scarcity. When something seems rare or about to run out, we want it more. This makes us act quickly and buy before it's too late. Color psychology. Colors can affect our mood and decisions. Color psychology affect mood decisions. For example, red can create a sense of urgency or excitement. Blue feels calm and trustworthy. Advertisers carefully choose colors that match the message they want to send and influence how you feel about their product. Repetition. Seeing the same ad many times makes you familiar with the product. This repetition builds trust and makes you more likely to buy. Even if you don't realize it, your brain starts to prefer what it knows. Authority. We tend to trust experts or famous people. Ads often use doctors, celebrities, or specialists to recommend their products. When someone we respect supports a product, we feel safer buying it. Anchoring. This is when ads show a high original price next to a lower sale price. Your brain sees the discount and thinks you are saving money. Even if the sale price is still high, it feels like a good deal because of the first price you saw. Summary. Ads use psychology in many ways to influence your choices. They appeal to your emotions, show you what others do, create urgency, use colors, repeat messages, rely on trusted figures, and trick your brain with prices. Understanding these tricks helps you make smarter decisions and not just buy because an ad says so. Next time you see an ad, remember, it is designed to influence you. Now you know how it works. Habits are powerful forces in our lives. They shape what we do every day without us even thinking about it. But what exactly is a habit? A habit is a behavior that becomes automatic after we repeat it many times. It's like your brain's shortcut. Instead of thinking every time, your brain saves energy by doing things on autopilot. Habits can be good or bad. Good habits help us improve our lives. For example, brushing your teeth, exercising regularly, or eating healthy foods. These habits support our health and happiness. Bad habits, on the other hand, can harm us. Smoking, overeating junk food, or procrastinating are examples. These habits make life harder or less healthy. So how do habits form? Psychologists explain habits through something called the habit loop. This loop has three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is a trigger that tells your brain to start the habit. It could be a time of day, a feeling, or something in your environment. For example, feeling stressed might be a cue to eat snacks. The routine is the habit itself, the behavior you do automatically, like checking your phone, smoking a cigarette, or going for a run. The reward is the benefit your brain gets from doing the habit. It could be feeling relaxed, happy, or satisfied. This loop helps your brain remember the habit and repeat it in the future. Changing habits means understanding this loop. To change a bad habit, you need to identify the cue and find a better routine that gives you a similar reward. For example, if stress makes you eat junk food, try taking a short walk instead. The walk can reduce stress and still give your brain a reward. Building new habits takes time and patience. Usually, it takes about 21 to 66 days to make a new habit automatic. The key is consistency, doing the habit every day or regularly. Habits are not just about willpower. Our brain designs habits to save energy, so we don't have to think hard all the time. This is why habits are so strong. Understanding habits helps us take control. We can build good habits that improve our life and replace bad ones that hold us back. In summary, habits are automatic behaviors formed through a cue, routine, and reward. They can be good or bad depending on their impact on our life. By learning how habits work, we can create positive changes and live better. Stress is a natural part of life. Everyone experiences it at some point. But have you ever wondered how your mind handles stress? Let's find out. When you face a stressful situation, your brain immediately reacts. It sends signals to your body to prepare for action. This is called the fight or flight response. Your heart beats faster, your breathing speeds up, and your muscles get ready to move. Inside your brain, the key player in stress response is the amygdala. The amygdala detects danger or threats. When it senses stress, it sends a message to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus acts like a command center. It tells your body to release stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline helps you react quickly by increasing your energy and focus. Cortisol, known as the stress hormone, helps your body maintain the energy needed to handle the stress. It raises your blood sugar and changes how your body uses energy. While this reaction is helpful in emergencies, constant stress can cause problems. If your brain stays in stress mode for too long, it can affect your memory, mood, and health. Stress can make it harder to concentrate and remember things. It can also lead to feelings of anxiety or depression. Physically, long-term stress can increase the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and other health issues. Luckily, your brain also knows how to calm down after stress. When the danger passes, your brain signals your body to relax. Your heart rate slows and your breathing becomes steady again. This helps you return to a normal state. You can help your mind handle stress better by practicing healthy habits. Deep breathing, meditation, and exercise all help calm the brain and reduce stress hormones. Getting enough sleep and talking to someone you trust can also make a big difference. In short, your mind has a powerful system to handle stress. It reacts fast to protect you and also helps you recover. Understanding how your brain works can help you manage stress more effectively every day. Procrastination is a common behavior where people delay tasks or decisions despite knowing that it may cause negative consequences. It is not just about being lazy or unmotivated. Psychology helps us understand why procrastination happens and how it affects us. First, procrastination often occurs because of how our brain processes rewards and punishments. The brain tends to prioritize immediate pleasure or relief over long-term benefits. When a task feels difficult or unpleasant, the brain tries to avoid discomfort by choosing easier or more enjoyable activities. This is called instant gratification. Second, fear plays a big role in procrastination. People may fear failure, criticism, or not meeting high standards. This fear creates anxiety, making it harder to start or complete tasks. Avoiding the task becomes a way to protect oneself from feeling overwhelmed or inadequate. Third, poor time management and lack of planning increase procrastination. Without clear goals and schedules, tasks can feel confusing or too big. This can cause people to put off starting because they don't know where or how to begin. Psychologists also point to low self-control as a factor. When willpower is weak, it becomes easy to get distracted or give in to temptations, like checking social media or watching videos instead of working. Additionally, perfectionism can lead to procrastination. When people want everything to be perfect, they may delay starting or finishing a task because they fear it won't be good enough. Understanding procrastination is important because it affects mental health, productivity, and overall well-being. Chronic procrastination can increase stress, cause guilt, and lower self-esteem. To overcome procrastination, several psychological strategies can help. Break large tasks into smaller, manageable steps. This makes the task less intimidating. Set clear deadlines and use timers to create a sense of urgency. Focus on progress, not perfection. Accept that mistakes are part of learning. Practice self-compassion. Being kind to yourself reduces anxiety and fear. Minimize distractions by creating a quiet, organized workspace. Use rewards to motivate yourself. After completing a task, take a short break or do something enjoyable. In summary, procrastination is a complex behavior influenced by how the brain values rewards, fear of failure, time management skills, self-control, and perfectionism. By understanding these psychological reasons, it becomes easier to take steps to reduce procrastination and improve productivity. Social media has become a big part of our daily lives. Every day, millions of people check their phones, scroll through feeds, and connect with friends online. But have you ever thought about how social media affects your brain? When you get likes, comments, or new followers, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is often called the feel-good chemical. It makes you feel happy and rewarded. This is why getting notifications feels exciting and can keep you coming back for more. However, this dopamine release can create a cycle. Your brain starts to crave these small hits of pleasure, leading to frequent checking of social media. This cycle can sometimes make it hard to stop scrolling, even if you want to. Social media also affects your attention. The endless stream of information, images, and videos can make it difficult to focus on one task for a long time. This constant distraction can reduce your ability to concentrate in other areas of life like work or school. Another important effect is on self-esteem and mental health. Comparing yourself to the carefully chosen posts of others can make you feel less confident or even anxious. People usually share their best moments online, which may not reflect real life. This can create unrealistic expectations and feelings of loneliness or sadness. Social media also affects your sleep. Using phones or devices before bed exposes your eyes to blue light. This light can trick your brain into thinking it's daytime, making it harder to fall asleep. Poor sleep can impact your mood, memory, and overall brain function. Despite these challenges, social media can be positive. It helps us stay connected with friends and family, find support groups, and learn new things. The key is to use social media mindfully and set healthy boundaries. Here are some tips to protect your brain while using social media. Limit your screen time and take regular breaks. Avoid using devices at least 1 hour before bedtime. Remember that what you see online is often not the full story. Focus on real-life connections and activities. Use social media for positive and meaningful interactions. Understanding how social media affects your brain can help you use it in a way that benefits your mental health and well-being. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. It can tell us a lot about a person's feelings, intentions, and thoughts without saying a single word. When two people look into each other's eyes, a connection is made. This connection can build trust, show interest, or even create a sense of intimacy. Our brains are wired to pay special attention to faces and eyes. In fact, humans are one of the few species that use eye contact to communicate complex emotions. Eye contact activates a part of the brain called the amygdala. This area processes emotions like fear, pleasure, and attraction. When someone looks directly into your eyes, your amygdala becomes more active. This helps you better understand the other person's feelings and respond accordingly. The amount and type of eye contact we make can send different messages. For example, steady eye contact usually shows confidence and honesty. It makes people feel that you are paying attention and that you care about what they are saying. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact can be a sign of nervousness, shyness, or sometimes even dishonesty. Eye contact also plays a big role in social bonding. When parents look into their baby's eyes, it helps build a strong emotional connection. This early experience shapes how the child will communicate and connect with others throughout life. In romantic relationships, eye contact can increase feelings of attraction. Studies show that couples who hold eye contact longer feel closer and more connected. It releases a hormone called oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which promotes bonding and trust. However, too much eye contact can sometimes feel uncomfortable or aggressive. Cultural differences also affect how people use eye contact. In some cultures, direct eye contact is seen as rude or disrespectful, while in others it is expected and shows respect. Understanding the psychology behind eye contact can help improve communication skills. By paying attention to eye contact, you can better understand what others are feeling and express yourself more clearly. In summary, eye contact is more than just looking at someone. It is a powerful tool that helps build trust, show emotions, and create connections. Next time you talk to someone, remember the silent message your eyes can send. Have you ever noticed how good it feels to receive a compliment? Whether it's about your appearance, your work, or even your personality, compliments often brighten our day. But why do we love compliments so much? Let's explore some simple reasons behind this. First, compliments make us feel appreciated. Everyone wants to feel valued and noticed. When someone says something nice about us, it shows they see our efforts or qualities. This recognition makes us feel important and boosts our self-esteem. Second, compliments create a positive connection between people. When you compliment someone, it usually makes them smile or feel happy. This happiness helps build trust and friendliness. Compliments are a way to strengthen relationships, whether with friends, family, or coworkers. Third, compliments encourage us to do better. When we get praise for something, we often feel motivated to keep improving. It gives us confidence to continue working hard or being kind. Compliments act like little rewards that push us forward. Also, compliments can improve our mood instantly. If you are feeling down or stressed, hearing a kind word can lift your spirits. Compliments trigger the release of feel-good chemicals in the brain, like dopamine and serotonin, which make us feel happier and less anxious. However, it's important to give genuine compliments. People can usually tell if a compliment is fake or just said to be polite. Honest compliments are more meaningful and have a stronger positive effect. In summary, we love compliments because they make us feel appreciated, build connections, motivate us, and brighten our mood. So next time you want to make someone's day better, try giving a sincere compliment. It's a simple act that can create a big impact. Most people believe multitasking helps get more done. We think doing many things at once makes us more productive. But the truth is different. When we multitask, our brain switches quickly between tasks. It doesn't actually do them at the same time. This switching uses extra energy and time. That means multitasking can slow us down. Studies show multitasking reduces focus. When we switch tasks, we lose concentration and make more mistakes. This affects the quality of our work. Multitasking also increases stress. Trying to handle many things at once can feel overwhelming. This stress can reduce our motivation and energy over time. Some tasks need full attention, like reading, writing, or driving. Multitasking in these cases can be dangerous or cause errors. Instead of multitasking, it is better to focus on one task at a time. This is called single tasking. Single tasking helps us work faster and better. We complete tasks with more accuracy and less stress. To improve focus, try these tips. Turn off notifications on your phone or computer. Set specific time blocks for each task. Take short breaks between tasks to refresh your mind. Prioritize tasks by importance. Remember, multitasking may seem like a skill, but it usually lowers productivity. Focus on one thing, do it well, and then move to the next. This simple approach leads to better results and less stress. So the next time you feel like juggling many tasks, stop and think. Give your full attention to one task. You will finish faster and with higher quality. The truth about multitasking is clear. Less is more when it comes to focus and productivity. Staying positive is not just about ignoring problems. It is about training your brain to see good things even in difficult times. Here are some easy ways to train your brain to stay positive every day. Practice gratitude. Every day, think about 3 things you are thankful for. These can be small things like a nice cup of tea or a smile from a friend. Writing them down helps your brain focus on good things. Over time, this makes you feel happier. Challenge negative thoughts. When you notice a negative thought, stop and ask yourself if it is really true. Often, negative thoughts are just habits, not facts. Try to find a positive or realistic way to see the situation instead. This changes how your brain reacts. Surround yourself with positive people. The people you spend time with affect your mood. Being around positive, supportive people can make it easier to stay positive yourself. Talk to friends or family who encourage you and help you feel good. Take care of your body. Exercise, sleep, and healthy food help your brain work better. When your body feels good, your mind feels better too. Even a short walk or simple stretching can improve your mood and help you think more clearly. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. You can do this by focusing on your breathing or noticing sounds around you. This helps stop your mind from worrying about the past or future and brings calm and positivity. Set small goals. Setting small, achievable goals gives your brain a sense of success. When you reach a goal, your brain releases chemicals that make you feel good. Start with easy goals and build up to bigger ones. Use positive affirmations. Say positive things to yourself like, "I can handle this," or "I am getting better every day." Repeating positive affirmations helps your brain believe in them. This builds confidence and a positive mindset. Remember, training your brain to stay positive takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself. The more you use these habits, the stronger your positive thinking becomes. Start today and notice how your life begins to feel better. Motivation is what drives us to take action and achieve our goals. It is the internal force that pushes us to keep going, even when things get tough. But what exactly is motivation and how does it work? At its core, motivation comes from 2 main sources: intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation happens when we do something because we find it interesting or enjoyable. Extrinsic motivation happens when we do something to earn a reward or avoid punishment. Scientists study motivation to understand why people behave the way they do. One important theory is called the self-determination theory. This theory explains that motivation is strongest when 3 basic needs are met: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy means having control over your own actions and decisions. Competence is feeling skilled and capable of doing something well. Relatedness means feeling connected to others and supported. When these needs are fulfilled, people feel more motivated and engaged in their tasks. Another key idea comes from the brain. Motivation is linked to a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is released when we experience something rewarding or exciting. This release creates feelings of pleasure and encourages us to repeat the behavior. That is why setting small, achievable goals can help keep motivation high. Each success triggers dopamine and makes us want to continue. However, motivation is not constant. It can fluctuate depending on our environment, mood, and energy levels. That is why habits and routines are important. When we build habits, motivation becomes less necessary because the behavior becomes automatic. To increase motivation, it helps to set clear and realistic goals, break big tasks into smaller steps, celebrate progress, even small wins. Stay positive and avoid negative self-talk. Surround yourself with supportive people. Understanding the science of motivation helps us create better strategies to stay focused and productive. Motivation is not just about willpower. It is about creating the right conditions inside and outside ourselves. Remember, motivation is a skill that can be learned and improved over time. With the right mindset and tools, anyone can stay motivated and reach their full potential. Basic psychology can help us learn faster and remember better. Here are some effective tips based on the science of learning. First, focus on active learning. Instead of just reading or listening, try to engage with the material. For example, ask questions, take notes, or explain what you learned to someone else. This helps your brain process information deeply and makes it easier to remember. Second, use spaced repetition. This means reviewing information multiple times over days or weeks instead of all at once. When you space out your practice, your brain has time to strengthen connections, which improves long-term memory. For example, if you learn a new word today, review it tomorrow, then again after a few days. Third, practice retrieval. Instead of only reviewing notes, try to recall the information without looking. Testing yourself helps you find out what you really know and what you need to study more. It also strengthens your memory by practicing how to pull information from your brain. Fourth, break down complex information into smaller parts. Our brains work better with small chunks. When you face difficult topics, divide them into manageable sections and focus on one at a time. This reduces overload and makes learning less stressful. Fifth, use multiple senses. Combine reading with listening, speaking, or writing. When you use more than one sense, your brain creates stronger connections. For example, read aloud or draw diagrams while studying. Sixth, stay curious and motivated. When you are interested in a topic, your brain releases chemicals that help learning. Try to find personal meaning or real-life examples related to what you study. This makes learning more enjoyable and effective. Seventh, get enough rest and sleep. Sleep is important for memory and brain function. After learning something new, a good night's sleep helps your brain organize and store that information. Without rest, it is harder to concentrate and remember. Finally, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learning is a process, and errors help your brain understand what needs improvement. When you try again after failing, you get better and smarter. By using these psychology-based tips, you can improve how you learn and remember information. Remember, learning is a skill that anyone can develop with practice and the right approach. Music is a powerful tool that influences how we feel. From happy moments to sad times, music can change our emotions in many ways. But how exactly does music affect your mood? Let's find out. First, music has a strong connection with the brain. When you listen to music, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine. Dopamine is known as the feel-good chemical because it makes you feel happy and relaxed. This is why your favorite songs can lift your spirits instantly. The type of music you listen to also matters. Fast and upbeat music with a strong rhythm can make you feel energetic and excited. That is why people often listen to dance music or pop songs when they want to feel motivated or ready to exercise. On the other hand, slow and soft music like classical or acoustic songs can help calm your mind and reduce stress. Music can also help you process emotions. When you feel sad, listening to music that matches your feelings can be comforting. It can help you express and understand your emotions better. Some people find that sad songs help them feel less alone and provide relief. Another way music affects mood is through memories. Songs can remind you of special moments or people. Hearing a song from your past can bring back good memories and make you smile. Or sometimes it can make you feel nostalgic. Music is also used in therapy to improve mental health. Many therapists use music to help people with anxiety, depression, and other emotional challenges. Music therapy can improve mood, increase relaxation, and even improve sleep. In summary, music changes your mood by affecting your brain chemistry, matching your emotions, and bringing back memories. Whether you want to feel happy, calm, or motivated, the right music can help you get there. So next time you feel stressed or down, try listening to your favorite songs. Music can be a simple and powerful way to improve how you feel every day. Memories are not like perfect video recordings. Instead, they are more like stories we tell ourselves. Over time, these stories can change. This means our memories can become distorted or different from what actually happened. There are several reasons why memories get distorted. First, our brains do not store every detail exactly. When we remember something, our brain fills in gaps with guesses or assumptions. This can change the original memory. Second, new information can change old memories. For example, if someone tells us a different version of an event, our brain may combine the new information with the original memory. This can create a memory that feels real but is actually a mix of true and false details. Third, our emotions can affect how we remember things. Strong feelings like fear, sadness, or happiness can make some parts of a memory clearer, while other parts become blurry or lost. Sometimes emotions cause us to remember things the way we want to, not the way they really were. Fourth, the act of recalling a memory can change it. Every time we think about a memory, our brain reconstructs it. This reconstruction is not perfect, and small changes can happen each time we remember. Over many recalls, these small changes add up. Finally, memory distortion is a normal part of how our brains work. It helps us make sense of the world and learn from our experiences. But it also means we should be careful about trusting memories too much, especially for important decisions. In summary, memories get distorted because our brains fill in gaps, mix old and new information, are influenced by emotions, and change memories each time we recall them. Understanding this can help us better appreciate how complex and flexible human memory really is. Lying is something almost everyone does. But why do people lie? What makes us tell untruths even when it might not be necessary? Understanding why we lie helps us understand human behavior and psychology. First, lying can be a way to protect ourselves. Sometimes people lie to avoid punishment or negative consequences. For example, a child might lie about breaking a vase to avoid getting in trouble. Adults do the same, like hiding mistakes at work. This type of lying is called self-protective lying. Second, people lie to protect others. This is known as a white lie. For example, if a friend asks if you like their new haircut and you don't, you might say yes to avoid hurting their feelings. These lies help maintain relationships and avoid conflict. They are usually harmless and often considered socially acceptable. Third, people lie to gain an advantage. This is more serious and involves lying to get something we want, like lying on a job application to seem more qualified or exaggerating skills to get a promotion. These lies are often called self-serving lies because they benefit the liar directly. Another reason people lie is to manage their image. We want others to see us in a positive light. This is called impression management. For example, someone might lie about their achievements or experiences to appear more successful or interesting. Social media has made this kind of lying very common. Psychologically, lying activates different parts of the brain. When we lie, we use more mental energy than when we tell the truth. This is because lying requires us to create a false story and remember it, while also trying to avoid being caught. Because of this extra effort, some people find lying stressful. However, not all lies are harmful. Some lies can make social situations smoother. For example, lying about liking a gift may keep a friendship positive, but repeated lying can damage trust and harm relationships. Studies show that most people lie at least once a day. Lying is a natural part of human behavior. But the key is knowing when it is okay and when it causes harm. Being honest builds stronger, more trusting connections with others. In summary, people lie for many reasons. To protect themselves, to protect others, to gain benefits, and to manage how they are seen. Lying involves complex brain processes and affects relationships in different ways. Understanding why we lie helps us understand ourselves and others better. Relationships and love are fundamental parts of human life. They shape who we are and influence our happiness. But what exactly happens in our minds when we form connections with others? First, love starts with attraction. This attraction can be physical, emotional, or intellectual. When we meet someone new, our brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. Dopamine makes us feel pleasure and excitement, while oxytocin is known as the bonding hormone because it helps build trust and attachment. Next, communication plays a crucial role. Healthy relationships require open and honest communication. Sharing feelings, thoughts, and concerns helps partners understand each other better. When communication breaks down, misunderstandings and conflicts can arise. Another important factor is empathy. Being able to understand and share the feelings of another person creates a strong emotional connection. Empathy helps people support each other during difficult times and strengthens the bond of love. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. It takes time to build trust, but it can be broken quickly. Trust means believing that your partner is reliable and has your best interests at heart. Without trust, relationships often become unstable and stressful. Love also involves compromise and respect. No two people are exactly alike, so differences are natural. Respecting each other's opinions and finding common ground is essential for long-lasting relationships. Compromise means both partners are willing to give and take. Finally, love grows over time through shared experiences and commitment. Couples who spend quality time together, support each other's goals, and face challenges as a team tend to build deeper love and stronger relationships. In summary, the psychology of relationships and love involves attraction, communication, empathy, trust, respect, and commitment. Understanding these elements can help us create healthier and more fulfilling connections with the people we care about. People use manipulation to influence others and get what they want. It can happen in everyday life, at work, or even with friends and family. Understanding these tricks helps you recognize when someone is trying to control you. Guilt, tripping, One common trick is guilt tripping. This is when someone makes you feel bad for not doing what they want. They might say things like, "After all I've done for you," or "If you really cared, you would." The goal is to make you feel guilty so you agree with them. Playing the victim. Some people pretend to be the victim to get sympathy or avoid responsibility. They act like everything is unfair to them, even if they caused the problem. This makes others feel sorry and give in to their demands. Flattery and compliments. Manipulators often use flattery to lower your guard. They say nice things to make you feel special or important. When you feel good about yourself, you are more likely to say yes or do what they want. Using fear or threats. Sometimes people use fear to control others. They may threaten to cause harm, lose a friendship, or create problems if you don't agree with them. This pressure can make you act against your own interests. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a powerful trick where someone makes you doubt your own memory or feelings. They deny things you know are true or say you are imagining problems. This confuses you and makes you rely on their version of reality. Creating urgency. Manipulators often try to rush your decisions. They say things like, "You must decide now," or "This is your only chance." When you feel pressured, you might agree without thinking carefully. How to protect yourself. Notice how you feel. If you feel confused, guilty, or rushed, take a step back. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Ask for time to think before making decisions. Talk to someone you trust for advice. Set clear boundaries and don't be afraid to say no. Understanding these basic tricks helps you stay in control of your own choices. Remember, healthy relationships are based on respect, honesty, and freedom, not manipulation. Have you ever noticed how you sometimes feel happy when you see someone smile? Or feel sad when you see someone crying? This happens because of something special in your brain called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are a group of brain cells that activate both when you do something and when you watch someone else do the same thing. For example, if you lift your hand, certain neurons in your brain fire, but the same neurons also fire when you watch someone else lift their hand. It's like your brain is mirroring the other person's actions. Scientists discovered mirror neurons in the early 1990s by studying monkeys. They noticed that some neurons in the monkey's brain reacted when the monkey performed an action, and also when it saw another monkey doing the same action. Since then, researchers have found evidence that humans have mirror neurons too. Mirror neurons help us understand other people's feelings and intentions. When you see someone smiling, your mirror neurons simulate that smile in your brain. This helps you understand and even feel a bit of their happiness. That is why emotions can be contagious. If your friend is excited, you often feel excited too. These neurons are also important for learning. When babies watch their parents doing something, mirror neurons help them copy those actions. This is how we learn to speak, walk, and do many everyday tasks. Mirror neurons play a key role in empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. When you see someone in pain, your mirror neurons activate in a way that makes you feel some of that pain yourself. This helps build connections between people and makes social bonding possible. In summary, mirror neurons are brain cells that allow us to feel and understand what others feel by mirroring their actions and emotions in our own brains. They help us learn, connect, and share experiences with the people around us. Next time you smile when you see a happy face or feel sad when someone else is upset, remember it's your mirror neurons at work. People often behave differently when they are in groups compared to when they are alone. Understanding why this happens helps us learn about human nature and social interaction. When people come together, they form groups. Groups can be small, like a family or a team, or large, like a crowd or a community. In groups, individuals influence each other's thoughts, feelings, and actions. This influence is called group behavior. One important idea in group behavior is social facilitation. This means people perform tasks better when others are watching. For example, a runner may run faster in a race with an audience than when running alone. The presence of others increases motivation and energy. On the other hand, there is social loafing. This happens when people put less effort into a task when they work in a group, compared to when they work alone. For example, in a group project, some members may not work as hard because they rely on others to do the work. This shows that sometimes being in a group can reduce personal responsibility. Another key factor is conformity. Conformity means changing your behavior or opinions to match those of the group. People often conform because they want to fit in, avoid conflict, or be accepted. For example, If everyone in a group agrees on something, an individual may also agree even if they have doubts. This shows how strong the desire to belong can be. Groups also create something called groupthink. Groupthink happens when group members try too hard to agree with each other. They ignore different opinions and avoid disagreements. This can lead to poor decisions because the group does not think critically or consider all options. Sometimes groups lead to de-individuation. This means people lose their sense of individual identity when they are part of a group. In this state, people may act in ways they normally would not, like following group norms that are aggressive or risky. This explains why crowds sometimes behave in unusual or harmful ways. Leaders and roles are important in groups too. Groups often have leaders who guide decisions and set rules. People in groups may take on different roles like helpers, followers, or challengers. These roles influence how the group works and how people behave. In summary, group behavior shows how people are connected and influenced by others. It can make people perform better or worse, follow the group or resist it, think carefully or ignore problems. Understanding these psychological effects helps us work better with others and make smarter group decisions. Reverse psychology is a powerful tool that can help you influence others by encouraging them to do what you actually want, by suggesting the opposite. It works by making people feel they are making their own decisions, which can be more effective than direct commands or requests. Here's how to use reverse psychology step by step. Step 1. Understand your goal. Before using reverse psychology, be clear about what you want someone to do. Your goal should be simple and specific. For example, if you want a friend to study more, your goal is to get them to study. Step 2. Know your audience. Reverse psychology works best when you know the person well. People who like to feel independent or stubborn may respond better to it. If someone usually resists instructions, reverse psychology might influence them more. Step 3. Say the opposite. Instead of asking or telling directly, say the opposite of what you want. For example, if you want someone to clean their room, you might say, "I bet you won't clean your room today." And this can motivate them to prove you wrong and actually clean it. Step 4. Use a light tone. Be casual and playful, not serious or forceful. Reverse psychology works best when it feels like a challenge or a joke, not a strict order. This keeps the other person comfortable and willing to act. Step 5. Watch their reaction. After you say the opposite, observe how the person reacts. They might start doing what you want right away, or they might think about it and decide to do it later. If they don't respond, avoid pushing too hard. Reverse psychology should feel natural. Step 6. Avoid overuse. Use reverse psychology carefully and only when it fits the situation. Overusing it can make people suspicious or annoyed. It's important to balance it with honesty and respect. Examples of reverse psychology. If a child refuses to eat vegetables, you might say, "These vegetables are only for grown-ups who don't need help eating." This can encourage the child to eat the vegetables to feel grown up. If a friend won't go out, say, "I guess you want to stay home all day." This might make them want to join to prove they want to go out. If a colleague is procrastinating, say, "Maybe you don't want to finish this task today." They may feel motivated to complete it. Why does reverse psychology work? People like to feel in control. When you tell them not to do something, they might want to do it more just to show they can make their own choice. This is called reactance, a natural reaction to protect personal freedom. Remember, reverse psychology is a useful tool but should be used respectfully. It works best with people who enjoy playful challenges and independence. Be honest in your intentions and don't manipulate others unfairly. Have you ever wondered why some people are always late, no matter how hard they try to be on time? Being late is a common problem, and it happens for many reasons. In this video, we will explore some of the main reasons why some people struggle with punctuality. First, one common reason is poor time management. Some people have trouble estimating how long tasks will take. They often think something will take less time than it actually does. For example, they might believe they can get ready in 10 minutes when it really takes 20 or 30. Because of this, they start late and end up running behind schedule. Second, procrastination plays a big role. People who procrastinate tend to delay starting important tasks until the last minute. They may spend time on less important activities like checking their phone, watching TV, or doing small tasks that are not urgent. This leaves them with less time to prepare or travel, causing them to be late. Third, some people have a different sense of time urgency. They don't feel the same pressure to be on time as others do. This is sometimes called time blindness. They focus on the present moment instead of planning ahead. Because of this, they often lose track of time and arrive late without realizing it. Fourth, overcommitment is another factor. Some people say yes to too many things and try to do too much in a short amount of time. When they have many appointments, meetings, or activities close together, it becomes hard to stay on schedule. This leads to delays and lateness. Fifth, some people are simply disorganized. Their belongings, schedules, or plans are not well arranged. If they can't find their keys, phone, or important items quickly, they lose valuable time. Disorganization can also mean they forget appointments or don't prepare properly in advance. Finally, being late can also be a habit. When someone is frequently late, it becomes a normal behavior. They don't think much about it and may not see it as a problem. Breaking this habit requires effort and awareness. Understanding these reasons can help people become more mindful about their time. To be on time, it is important to plan realistically. Avoid procrastination, organize your day, and set reminders. Being punctual shows respect for others and reduces stress. In conclusion, being late is not always about laziness or carelessness. It can happen because of poor time management, procrastination, different time perception, overcommitment, disorganization, or habit. By recognizing these reasons, anyone can work on improving their punctuality. Thank you for watching. Sleep is very important for our overall health, especially for our mental health. When we sleep well, our brain can rest and repair itself. But if we do not get enough sleep, it can affect how we think, feel, and behave. Good sleep helps the brain process emotions and memories. It allows us to manage stress better and improves our mood. When we sleep, the brain clears out harmful waste products that build up during the day. This cleaning process helps keep the brain healthy. On the other hand, poor sleep or lack of sleep can lead to mental health problems. It can cause anxiety, depression, and increase feelings of stress. People who do not sleep well may have trouble concentrating or making decisions. They may feel more irritable or have mood swings. Many mental health disorders are linked to sleep problems. For example, people with depression often have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. Anxiety can cause restless nights or nightmares. Sometimes treating sleep problems can improve mental health symptoms. It is important to have good sleep habits. This means going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Avoiding caffeine and screens before bedtime can help. Creating a quiet and dark environment for sleep is also useful. If sleep problems continue for a long time, it is important to talk to a doctor or mental health professional. They can help find the cause and suggest treatments. In summary, sleep and mental health are connected. Good sleep supports a healthy mind, while poor sleep can harm mental health. Taking care of sleep is a simple but powerful way to improve how we feel and think every day. Confidence is something everyone wants. It helps us face challenges, try new things, and feel good about ourselves. But what exactly is confidence? And how does it work in our minds? Confidence is the belief in our own abilities and worth. It is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. Instead, it is about trusting ourselves to handle situations even if things are uncertain. Our brain plays a big role in confidence. When we believe we can do something, our brain sends positive signals. This makes us more motivated and focused. When we doubt ourselves, negative thoughts take over, and our brain feels stressed or scared. One important part of building confidence is how we think. Positive thinking helps us feel stronger. For example, instead of saying, "I can't do this," we say, "I will try my best." This simple change in words can change how our brain reacts. Another key factor is experience. When we practice and succeed, even in small tasks, we build proof in our mind that we are capable. Each success adds a little more confidence. Confidence also grows when we accept failure as part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference is how we respond. Confident people see failure as feedback, not as a reason to give up. Body language affects confidence too. Standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking clearly can make us feel more confident inside. Our body and mind are connected, so acting confident can actually help us become confident. Surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive people helps as well. When others believe in us, it is easier to believe in ourselves. Finally, confidence is a skill that can be developed over time. It does not come overnight, but with practice, patience, and the right mindset, anyone can improve. In summary, confidence is believing in yourself and your abilities. It comes from positive thinking, Learning from experience, facing failure with courage, using confident body language, and having supportive people around you. Start small. Try something new today and believe you can do it. Confidence will grow step by step. The halo effect is a type of cognitive bias. This means it is a way our brain sometimes makes mistakes when thinking about people, things, or ideas. When the halo effect happens, one good quality or impression about someone or something makes us believe everything else about them is good too. We judge everything based on that first positive impression, even if we do not have all the information. For example, if you meet someone who is very attractive, you might also think they are kind, smart, and trustworthy. Just because they look nice, this may or may not be true. But your brain connects the positive feeling from their appearance to other qualities. The halo effect can happen in many areas of life. In schools, teachers might think a student who is good at one subject is also good in others. At work, a manager might believe a hardworking employee is also good at solving problems. In advertising, a brand known for one great product can make people trust other products from the same company. This bias can sometimes be helpful because it makes decision-making faster, but it can also cause mistakes. We might ignore important facts or fail to see flaws because we are focused on one good trait. The opposite of the halo effect is called the horn effect. This happens when one negative quality makes us think everything else is bad about that person or thing. Understanding the halo effect helps us be more careful and fair when we judge others. It reminds us to look for facts and not just rely on our first impression. By doing this, we can make better choices and treat people more fairly. In summary, the halo effect is when one good quality influences our overall opinion, making us think everything about that person or thing is good. Being aware of this bias helps us think more clearly and avoid wrong judgments. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a powerful emotion that changes how the brain works and how we feel every day. Scientific research shows that practicing gratitude can rewire the brain, boost mood, and improve mental health. When a person feels grateful, the brain releases dopamine and serotonin. These are the chemicals that make us feel happy and calm. Gratitude helps create a natural high that lifts our mood and reduces stress. It's like a mental reset button. Over time, being grateful strengthens the brain's neural pathways. This means that the more someone focuses on the positive, the easier it becomes to stay positive in the future. Gratitude acts like a muscle. The more it's used, the stronger it gets. Gratitude also affects the amygdala, the part of the brain that deals with fear and anxiety. When people practice gratitude regularly, this part of the brain becomes less active. As a result, feelings of worry and fear decrease while peace and contentment increase. One study found that people who kept a daily gratitude journal had better sleep, lower blood pressure, and felt more optimistic. Even writing down just 3 things each day that went well can have a powerful effect on the brain. Practicing gratitude doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as appreciating a sunny day, a good meal, or a kind word from a friend. These small moments train the brain to look for the good instead of focusing on the negative. In relationships, gratitude builds trust and connection. When people feel appreciated, they become more supportive and caring. This creates a positive cycle that benefits everyone involved. Gratitude also boosts motivation. When the brain is in a grateful state, it's easier to focus, make decisions, and handle challenges. It's not just about feeling good. It helps us do better in life. In short, gratitude is like food for the brain. It heals, strengthens, and transforms how we think and feel. By practicing gratitude every day, we can shape a happier, healthier mind. Fear is one of the most powerful and basic human emotions. It has helped humans survive for thousands of years. But what exactly is fear and why do we get scared? Fear is a natural reaction to a threat, real or imagined. When we sense danger, our brain reacts almost instantly. The part of the brain called the amygdala sends signals to the body to prepare for a fight or flight response. This means your heart beats faster, your muscles tighten, your breathing quickens, and your body gets ready to act. This reaction happens within seconds, often before we even understand what we're afraid of. But fear isn't just physical. It also affects how we think. When we're scared, we might imagine the worst possible outcome. Our thoughts can become focused only on the threat, and we might struggle to think clearly or make decisions. There are different types of fear. Some are based on real dangers, like hearing a loud noise or seeing a dangerous animal. Others come from psychological sources, like fear of failure, rejection, or being judged. Sometimes we even enjoy fear, like when we watch horror movies or ride roller coasters. In these cases, we know we are safe, but our body still experiences the thrill of fear. This can release dopamine, a feel-good chemical, which makes the experience exciting instead of dangerous. Fear can also be learned. If you have a bad experience, your brain remembers it. The next time you face something similar, you may feel fear again, even if there's no real danger. This is how phobias and anxiety can develop. While fear can protect us, it can also hold us back. Constant fear or anxiety can affect our mental health and limit our everyday life. That's why understanding fear is important, so we can learn how to manage it, face it, and sometimes even overcome it. In the end, fear is not our enemy. It's a message from our brain, telling us to pay attention, but we don't have to let it control us. Your childhood plays a big role in shaping who you become as an adult. The way you think, act, and feel today is often connected to the experiences you had when you were young. Let's start with your family environment. If you grew up in a home full of love and support, you probably feel more confident and secure as an adult. You might trust others easily and find it easier to build strong relationships. On the other hand, if your childhood was filled with conflict, neglect, or fear, you might struggle with trust, self-worth, or emotional control later in life. These early challenges can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, or difficulty forming close bonds. How your parents treated you also affects your behavior. Children who were praised and encouraged often grow up feeling capable and motivated, but children who were constantly criticized might grow up feeling like they're never good enough. Even simple things like how your parents handled your mistakes can leave a long-lasting impact. If mistakes were treated as learning opportunities, you may become a confident problem solver. But if you were punished harshly, you may fear failure and avoid risks as an adult. Your social life in childhood matters too. If you had good friends and positive social experiences, you likely developed strong communication and social skills. If you were bullied or isolated, you might now avoid social situations or feel uncomfortable around others. Childhood also shapes how you handle emotions. If your parents allowed you to express your feelings and taught you how to deal with them, you probably manage your emotions well as an adult. But if you were told to stop crying or be quiet, you might now hide your feelings or struggle to express them. Lastly, the beliefs you were taught as a child about yourself, others, and the world can become your inner voice. If you were told you were smart and kind, you might carry those beliefs into adulthood. If you were made to feel unimportant or wrong, those beliefs may still influence your decisions and self-image today. The good news is that no matter what your childhood was like, change is possible. By understanding where your habits and emotions come from, you can begin to heal, grow, and create a better future for yourself. Your past may shape you, but it doesn't have to define you. Overthinking is something most of us do at some point. It means thinking too much about something, often for a long time, without reaching a clear decision or solution. But why do our minds do this? Psychologists say overthinking is linked to anxiety, fear, and insecurity. Our brain wants to protect us. It tries to solve every possible problem before it happens. This can be helpful sometimes, but when it goes too far, it becomes harmful. There are two common types of overthinking. One is rumination, thinking about the past again and again, especially mistakes or regrets. The other is worry, thinking too much about the future and what could go wrong. Overthinking often starts from a need to control everything. When we don't have full control over a situation, our brain tries to fill in the blanks. It plays different scenarios in our head, looking for the perfect answer or outcome. But life doesn't work that way. Not everything can be predicted. Another reason for overthinking is low self-esteem. When we doubt ourselves, we keep thinking, did I say the right thing? Or what if I fail? This creates a loop of negative thoughts. The more we think, the worse we feel, and the more stuck we become. Perfectionism also plays a big role. People who want everything to be perfect often overthink their decisions. They fear making mistakes, so they delay action, waiting for the perfect time or perfect plan. But perfection doesn't exist. Overthinking can affect our mental and physical health. It leads to stress, insomnia, and even depression. It can also stop us from taking action. Instead of solving problems, we get stuck in them. To stop overthinking, we need to train our brain to focus on the present moment. This is called mindfulness. It means paying attention to what's happening now, without judgment. Taking deep breaths, writing thoughts down, or doing physical activity can also help. Understanding that not every thought needs attention is the first step. Thoughts will come and go, but we don't have to follow all of them. Letting go of what we can't control is a skill that takes time, but it brings peace. Overthinking is common, but it's not permanent. With awareness and practice, we can learn to calm the mind and make clearer, quicker decisions. Crying is something we all do. Whether it's because of sadness, happiness, or even when cutting an onion, tears come out of our eyes. But have you ever wondered why we cry at all? What purpose do tears really serve? Humans produce 3 types of tears. The first type is basal tears. These are always in our eyes. They keep the surface of the eye moist, clean, and protected from dust. Without basal tears, our eyes would become dry and irritated. The second type is reflex tears. These are the tears we produce when something irritates the eye, like smoke, wind, or a speck of dust. Even chopping onions can cause reflex tears. Their job is to flush out harmful substances and protect the eye. The third type is the most interesting, emotional tears. These come when we feel strong emotions like sadness, joy, stress, or even relief. Emotional crying is unique to humans. No other animal cries from emotion the way we do. But why do emotional tears exist? Scientists believe crying helps us in both physical and social ways. Physically, emotional tears contain stress hormones and toxins. Some researchers think that crying helps remove these chemicals from the body, which can make us feel better after a good cry. Crying also triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. That's why people often feel calmer and more relaxed after crying. Socially, crying is a powerful signal. It shows others that we're in pain or need help. This helps build emotional connections and encourages support from friends or family. In this way, crying can strengthen human relationships. Interestingly, studies have found that people who cry and receive comfort from others often recover from stress faster. This shows that crying is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a healthy emotional response. Tears are also connected to our brain. When we feel strong emotions, the limbic system in the brain sends signals to the lacrimal glands near the eyes. These glands then produce tears, so crying is a result of both brain activity and body function. In the end, crying is a natural part of being human. It protects our eyes, helps us handle stress, and brings people closer together. So the next time you cry, remember, it's not just emotion, it's science at work. Have you ever noticed the way you talk to yourself in your mind? That voice in your head is more powerful than you might think. It can lift you up or hold you back. This is the power of self-talk. Self-talk is the inner dialogue we have with ourselves. It can be positive or negative. Positive self-talk helps us stay confident, focused, and motivated. Negative self-talk creates doubt, fear, and stress. Let's take an example. Imagine you're about to start something new, maybe a project, a speech, or even a workout. Negative self-talk might say, "I can't do this, I'll mess it up." But positive self-talk says, "I'm ready, I'll give it my best." The words we repeat to ourselves shape how we see the world and how we see ourselves. Positive self-talk helps us build self-esteem. It reminds us of our strengths and pushes us to keep going when things get tough. Many people don't realize they're speaking negatively to themselves. They say things like, "I'm so stupid," "I'll never be good enough," or "I always fail." These phrases may feel small, but over time they damage our confidence. Changing this habit starts with awareness. The first step is to notice your thoughts. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? If not, don't say it to yourself either. Next, replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Instead of saying, "I can't do it," say, "I'll try my best." Instead of, "I'm not smart enough," say, "I'm learning and growing." You don't have to be unrealistically positive, just be kind and encouraging. Talk to yourself like someone who believes in you. Studies show that positive self-talk can reduce stress, boost performance, and improve mental health. Athletes use it to stay focused. Students use it to stay motivated. You can use it every day to stay strong and confident. So remember, the way you speak to yourself matters. Make your inner voice a friend, not a critic. Start small, be patient, and with time, you'll feel the difference. Positive self-talk is not magic. It's a habit, and like all habits, it can be built, one kind word at a time. Liars often struggle to control their facial expressions. Watch for micro-expressions, those tiny, quick flashes of emotion that don't match their words. For example, someone might say they're happy but show a brief flash of fear or guilt. These expressions can last less than a second, but they reveal the truth. There's a common myth that liars avoid eye contact, but many liars actually try too hard to maintain eye contact to seem truthful. Pay attention to unnatural or forced eye contact. It can be a red flag. A person who's lying may have stiff or awkward body movements. They may touch their face, neck, or mouth more than usual. Sudden changes in posture or fidgeting can also be signs of deception. Liars often struggle to keep their story straight. Ask the same question in different ways. If their answers keep changing, it could mean they're not telling the truth. Honest people usually stick to the same details without effort. Sometimes liars give too much unnecessary information. They believe extra details will make their story sound more believable, but the added information often feels unnatural or rehearsed. When someone is telling the truth, their answers come naturally. Liars may pause too long before answering as they try to come up with a believable lie, or they may speak too quickly, trying to get it over with. Another clue is when emotions don't match the situation. For example, if someone is talking about something sad but smiles at the wrong moment, it can be a sign they're faking it. A person's tone of voice can reveal stress or nervousness. Watch for changes in pitch, speed, or a shaky voice. These small changes can happen when someone is under pressure to lie. Sometimes your gut feeling is your best tool. If something feels off, it's worth paying closer attention. Psychology gives us tools, but human instinct is also powerful. Lies leave clues if you know where to look. Use psychology to spot the signs and uncover the truth. Colors are more than just decoration. In branding, they are powerful tools that influence how people feel, think, and act. From logos to websites to product packaging, the colors a brand chooses can make a lasting impression. Let's explore how different colors affect our minds and why businesses use them carefully. Red is bold, energetic, and attention-grabbing. It creates a sense of urgency, which is why many fast food chains and sales ads use it. Red can increase appetite and heart rate, making it perfect for brands that want to excite or energize their audience. Blue is calm, trustworthy, and dependable. Banks, tech companies, and healthcare brands often choose blue because it builds a sense of security and confidence. It makes people feel safe and relaxed. Yellow is cheerful, optimistic, and youthful. It's often used to grab attention in a friendly way. Brands use yellow to show positivity and creativity, but too much of it can be overwhelming. Green is associated with nature, health, and growth. It's popular with eco-friendly brands and wellness products. Green also suggests balance and peace, making it ideal for brands that promote harmony and sustainability. Black stands for elegance, power, and luxury. High-end fashion and tech brands use black to show sophistication and style. It's bold and strong, but when overused, it can feel heavy or cold. White represents purity, simplicity, and cleanliness. Minimalist brands love white because it gives a clean and fresh feeling. It works well as a background color, helping other elements stand out. Purple symbolizes creativity, luxury, and wisdom. Historically linked to royalty, purple adds a sense of richness and imagination. It's often used in beauty, wellness, and premium services. Orange is fun, playful, and full of enthusiasm. It combines the energy of red and the cheerfulness of yellow. It's great for brands that want to feel friendly, exciting, and less formal. Pink is often seen as gentle, romantic, or youthful. It's widely used in products targeting younger audiences or promoting kindness and care. From soft pastel pink to bold neon, the shade can completely change the message. Different cultures may interpret colors in unique ways, so global brands often research color meanings in different regions. In the end, color choices in branding are never random. They are carefully picked to match the brand's message, values, and target audience. A color can make a brand memorable or forgettable. So next time you see a logo or a package, take a moment to notice the colors. They might be speaking to your mind without you even realizing it. Every day we make hundreds of decisions. What to wear, what to eat, which task to start first. Some are small and quick. Others are big and stressful. At first it might seem like no big deal. But as the day goes on, something strange happens. Making even simple decisions starts to feel exhausting. You find yourself avoiding choices, or making poor ones without thinking clearly. This is called decision fatigue. It's a mental drain that builds up when you make too many decisions. The more choices you make, the harder each one becomes. Eventually, your brain just gets tired. Here's an example. In the morning, you plan to eat healthy. You pick a good breakfast, skip the snacks, drink water. But by evening, you're too tired to care. You order junk food. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain is out of willpower. Decision fatigue affects everyone. Students, workers, parents, even judges. Yes, even judges. Studies show that judges are more likely to deny parole later in the day simply because they're mentally tired. That's how powerful decision fatigue can be. So what causes it? It's not just about big life choices. Even small things like choosing what to wear, replying to emails, or switching tasks can add up. When your brain has to constantly switch and decide, it uses up energy. And once that energy runs low, you stop thinking clearly. Here are some signs of decision fatigue: feeling overwhelmed by simple choices, procrastinating, making impulsive decisions, avoiding decisions altogether. But the good news is you can manage it. Here's how. Limit your choices. Reduce the number of decisions you make daily. Prepare your outfit the night before. Plan meals in advance. Make important decisions early. Your brain is freshest in the morning. Create routines. Routines reduce the need for constant choices. Take breaks. Short mental breaks can reset your focus. Stay organized. A cluttered space or mind adds to decision pressure. Remember, your brain is like a battery. It needs time to recharge. You don't have to make every choice perfectly. Just make space for the choices that really matter. Forgiveness is a powerful process that helps people heal emotionally. It means letting go of anger, resentment, and the desire to punish someone who has hurt us. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing the wrong. Instead, it is a choice to release negative feelings and find peace. Psychologists say forgiveness benefits both the person who forgives and the person who is forgiven. When we forgive, we reduce stress and anxiety. Holding on to anger can cause mental and physical problems. Forgiveness helps us feel calmer and happier. The process of forgiveness begins with understanding. We try to see why the other person acted the way they did. This doesn't justify their actions, but it helps us feel more compassionate. Compassion makes it easier to forgive. Another important step is acceptance. We accept what happened and the pain it caused. Acceptance means facing reality without denial. It allows us to stop blaming ourselves or others constantly. Forgiveness also involves empathy. When we imagine ourselves in the other person's situation, we can understand their struggles and flaws. This perspective helps reduce bitterness and encourages healing. Forgiveness is not always easy or quick. Sometimes it takes time and effort. Some people may never fully forgive, but even small steps toward forgiveness can improve mental health. Research shows that forgiveness improves relationships. It helps rebuild trust and strengthens emotional bonds. Forgiveness can lead to better communication and less conflict. In summary, forgiveness is a choice to let go of negative feelings. It promotes emotional healing, reduces stress, and improves well-being. Understanding, acceptance, and empathy are key parts of forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness helps people live happier and healthier lives. Staying mentally strong is important for living a happy and successful life. It helps you handle challenges, stress, and difficult situations without losing hope or confidence. Here are some easy ways to build and maintain mental strength every day. Start your day with positive thoughts. Begin each morning by focusing on good things. Think about what you are grateful for or what you want to achieve. Positive thoughts set the tone for your whole day and help you stay calm and confident. Take care of your body. Your mind and body work together. When you eat healthy food, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep, your brain works better. This helps you feel more energetic and focused. Practice self-discipline. Mental strength grows when you control your actions and emotions. Set small goals like waking up early or finishing a task on time. When you complete these goals, you feel proud and stronger inside. Accept challenges and learn from mistakes. Life is full of ups and downs. Instead of avoiding problems, face them with courage. When things go wrong, try to learn something new. This will help you grow mentally and become more confident. Manage stress effectively. Stress is natural, but too much can harm your mind. Take short breaks during your work or study. Practice deep breathing or simple meditation to calm your thoughts. This refreshes your mind and helps you stay focused. Surround yourself with supportive people. Friends and family can lift you up when you feel low. Talk to someone you trust when you have worries or problems. Sharing your feelings can lighten your mental load and make you feel stronger. Avoid negative influences. Try to stay away from people or situations that bring you down. Negative words or actions can affect your mental health. Focus on positive, encouraging environments that help you grow. Keep learning and challenging your mind. Read books, learn new skills, or try hobbies that make your brain active. This keeps your mind sharp and builds mental resilience. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Everyone makes mistakes and faces hard times. Don't be too harsh when things don't go as planned. Treat yourself like a friend and keep moving forward. 10. Stay hopeful and believe in yourself. No matter how tough life gets, remember that you can overcome challenges. Believe in your strength and keep working towards your goals every day. Remember, mental strength is not about never feeling sad or tired. It's about how you handle those feelings and keep going. Practice these steps every day to build a strong mind that helps you live your best life.